What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Make sure you put, if you're on notification, put that bell on all and you get notified of all latest stuff as and when it drops. So let's talk about it this week, this weekend, this Saturday coming. We're going to have the, probably it's got to be one of the cards of the year, if not the card of the year. This is a fantastic card. Five of the best from Queensbury versus five of the best from Matchroom. And it's going to be a stacked card. And you're talking about every fight being pretty much 50-50. Shiraz versus Emma Williams. Zhang versus Wilder. You know, you got it all, man. You got it all going on. You got Nicky Ball on the card versus Raymond Ford. You got Craig Spider Richards, sorry, why am I saying Riches? Versus Hutchinson as well. And it's all going down. And of course you've got Daniel Dubois versus Philippe Hergovich. So what a card. And you got the headliner as Dimitri Bivol, and versus his opponent, I believe the gent is from Libya. I forget his name, unfortunately. But this one, we're just going to talk about Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, versus Zhileizhang, Big Bang. And, in this fight, you're going to get Chinese power versus Alabama power. So these are guys that are real strong punchers. I mean, Deontay Wilder is arguably the hardest puncher in the world at the moment. Certainly at heavyweight, he does have that one punch knockout power, that he lands that right hand and he lands it right. He normally puts people to sleep. But of late, Deontay Wilder's been turning in kind of lackluster performances. He was very poor last time out against Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker sort of ragdolled him and beat him all over the ring. Joseph Parker was able to anticipate and see all of his right hands coming. Even when Deontay Wilder did throw the right hand, Joseph Parker was able to dip away, use the shoulder roll, move his head, and he was able to sort of see these attacks coming, stay out of Wilder's way, and then just ambush Wilder with combination. So Wilder hasn't been looking good in his last few fights, and that's just the reality. But he does have that power, and he does, that's kind of his attribute, whereby we know that, okay, he's looked bad, but he does have that power still to put somebody away. And Zhang, again, he had two great wins over Joe the Juggernaut Joyce. But if we're being honest about his last fight against the same opponent as Wilder, ironically, in Joseph Parker beat Zhang, and it beat Zhang on points. Zhang did have Joseph Parker down. I think he had him down twice. Once was later on in the fight in the 8th round or something, and then the other one was quite early in the fight, one of the earlier rounds. So he's Zhang also is the same sort of thing. He carries power. He's a southpaw, very conventional with what he does, and he's very slick. He's clever with the left hand, and the left hand is where the power comes from. And you've got these two big heavyweights clashing. And to be honest with you, going into this one, it's like my head kind of goes towards Zhileizhang. I think Zhileizhang is the guy that's of the two, although both their recent performances they were pretty bad. I think Zhang's performance was the better of the two. I think he although he lost to Joseph Parker, he did have some good moments in there where he shone and where he was dominant in some of the rounds, and it was more of a gas tank problem. Whereas with Deontay Wilder, he just looked like he genuinely looked like he couldn't pull the trigger. So this fight really, it really is kind of a pick 'em. It's like I'm slightly leaning and favoring Zhileizhang, because I think Zhileizhang is the one that sort of looked better of the two. But at the same time, if Deontay Wilder is back and he's motivated, and he should be motivated, Eddie Hearn's giving him the captaincy for this. He's made him the captain for Team Matchroom, so he's got that on his shoulders. And Eddie Hearn's really trying to rally around him and trying to motivate him and make him go back to his old ways. And I think if Deontay Wilder is sort of back to his old ways, there is a way that he can win this. I think Zhang can win this simply by using the southpaw skills, using that fast backhand, and using that, poking out that jab in Wilder's face, and just being positive boxing. I think he can beat Wilder on the front foot, just using his southpaw skills, right foot on the outside of the left foot. Simple stuff, simple 1-2s, and that left hand, he might be a big lump and a big heavy man. He's about 19 stone. I hear he's lost about a stone, so probably weighing about 18 something, which is for him is quite light. And I think there is a way that I think Zhang is the more skilled boxer, the more conventional guy. So I think he can definitely outbox Wilder. I think he possesses the power to hurt Deontay Wilder. So I think for Zhang, the best thing he can do is kind of start the fight fast, start nice and quick, and hopefully he can, for him, I would look to surprise Deontay Wilder with the left hand, surprise him with the power shots early, and really just take the fight to Deontay Wilder and win those early rounds and try and hurt Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder is sometimes off balance. He doesn't have the best balance. He doesn't have the best fundamental skills, and he doesn't have the best defense. So I think for me, the early part of the fight is going to be where Zhileizhang's going to need to do his damage. He's going to need to start fast as he normally does and just go to work on Deontay Wilder, try to stick it on Wilder and put the pressure on him, because Zhang, the problem he has is not really a 12-round fighter, so he always tends to gas in fights. And I think if he can put it onto Wilder and put the pressure on Deontay Wilder, he may be able to, he should be able to win the early rounds and then try to take Deontay Wilder out late in the fight. But I think one thing about Wilder, although his performances have been sort of lackluster lately, I think one thing he does have that no one can deny is the chin. His chin is impeccable. I think even the times when he's been hurt, he's been knocked down. It's very, very few times. He's a very, very hard man to knock down. I mean, Fury did, but again, it's down to not only the power of the punch, but it's also down to exhaustion. But Wilder is a very hard man to get down, to put down, and he's a man that's no one's been able to keep him down. No one's been able to knock him unconscious or put him down and never get up. He's always sort of lost on points when he's lost. So he's a very tough man and very hard man to KO. So I think for Zhang, he's got to be looking at, getting that early lead and just maintaining the lead until later in the fight. Try to take Wilder out later or try to hang on and win it on points. But those early rounds are very important for Zhilei. I think that's what he's got to do. Fast start, keep sticking it on Deontay Wilder, try to take him out later in the fight, try to tire him out and get him late. But again, for Wilder, it's a different thing for me. I think Deontay Wilder, if he can catch Zhang early, then that would be great. I think he can hurt Zhang and possibly take Zhang out of there. You never know. I think Deontay Wilder has the power to do that. But if I'm in Deontay Wilder's corner, I'd be sort of playing the longer game and looking to having that knowledge that Zhang tires late on. And I think if I'm Deontay Wilder, what I'd be looking to do is just box for the early rounds, use a jab, flick that jab that he used to do, that jab where he just flicks it out and to disguise the right hand. I'd do a bit of that, flicking that jab out, trying to fence with Zhang a little bit and then try to set up your big right hand over the top. That's what I'd be looking to do, using the jab, flicking it out, going jab for jab with Zhang. And if I'm Wilder, I wouldn't even worry too much about the early rounds. I think his best opportunity is going to be, that even if he has to sort of lose a couple of the early rounds, I think that's okay, because Wilder's a guy that's shown that his power carries right until the last round. I mean, you look at the first time he fought Tyson Fury, I mean, he knocked him down and virtually out, and by some miracle Fury got up. But I think for Wilder, he's got to be patient, and he can just box those early rounds. And I think what he's got to do is box those early rounds, try to win them. If you don't win them, don't worry. But when it comes to the later rounds, that's when, if you're Deontay Wilder, I think he's got to spring to life, and he's got to use his, superior fitness, because I think he's probably got the better engine. He doesn't do much these days, but I think he's kind of got the better engine than Zhilei, and I think what he's going to do, see out those first 6 rounds if you don't get rid of Zhang, and then once you get into 8, 9, 10, that's when you jump on Zhileizhang, because Zhileizhang will tire. He will struggle to do the 12 rounds, and that's when you jump on him, and then you want to try to land that big right hand. And I think there's a very real chance here, although I slightly favor Zhileizhang because of his better boxing skills. I do think that there's a good chance here that Deontay Wilder, if he uses intelligence, if he uses his brain and his team and Scott, those guys, what they can work this out. That Wilder see out those early rounds, let Zhang maybe have his little success, but when it comes to late in the fight, that's when you go after Zhang and you try and take him out with that deadly right hand. And I think there's a very real possibility that could happen. That late in the fight, as Zhilei tires, Deontay Wilder then steps on the gas and accelerate and goes for that right hand and takes him out. I think that's a very real possibility. But for me, as far as a prediction goes, if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I'd pick Zhilei to win this one, and probably on points. I would gather. I think he probably does this on points, because I think he loses steam the longer the fight goes. But as I said, Deontay Wilder is a good, he still has a very, very good chance to do this one by KO. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this, Zhilei versus Deontay Wilder. Who do you have winning? Let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, it's MKO Pugilism, over and out.